I feel like a new person. I mean, really, I feel like I got my life back. My name is Mark Nelson, and I came to Biologix for Lyme treatment. I was hopeful coming in, but a little skeptical. But to feel the difference, just going through some of those therapies and with the phages, it takes you from hopeful to this is the real deal. And I felt better in the first 3 or 4 days that I felt in months. And to watch how the team here works and how your body responds and how they adjust, and the personalized attention with the doctors every single day, I think it made all the difference. It's a lot different from what you can put in a brochure or what you can put on camera. And so you're going, okay, I want hope. I'm hopeful this place will be able to help treat me and get me in a better place. But to actually come here and have it get you in a better place, that's when you go from the skeptical to a believer in my eyes. And you can feel the difference when you walk in. You walk in, you see the mission statement right to the left of the elevators, and you walk in and you just feel the environment change around you. I wasn't diagnosed until earlier in this year, in February. So I was still functioning, going to work. I got 3 kids at home, got a wonderful wife as well. But it was like, took every ounce of energy to get through the workday, and then really struggled after work to just kind of get through. It completely makes you reevaluate. So, you kind of have this personal identity that you form, for me, for over the course of years. You kind of get used to your routines, you kind of get used to doing all the stuff you're accustomed to doing, and then you just can't do it anymore. And so you kind of have to take a look at yourself. A lot of self-reflection, a lot of humility comes with it, I guess, because if you're able to walk one day and you're not able to walk the next, that's a drastic change. While that wasn't one of my symptoms, but that's mentally how it felt. I went from running to crawling, and just it weighs on you pretty good. It was rough mentally as well as physically. I knew I had to do something. The question was, what was the right therapy for me that I felt? And what kind of put me overwhelmingly over the edge towards Biologix, one was first and foremost their phage therapy. I just happened to find, I think it was a post on Facebook actually, of the phage therapy. I read through it, I sent it to my wife, and before I even got a chance to talk to her that night, she emailed me back and said, schedule your appointment. Anyone that knows me and my wife, we talk about everything before we make any financial decisions. The next day I made the appointment, and that was really what set it over. It was the phages. 2 parts of the phages. One, the ability to actually eliminate, the Lyme and co-infections. But 2, the thing that I liked about Biologix was their whole body approach. They're not just trying to pick one thing out and completely resolve it. They're trying to get the whole body to function optimally. And so, that takes a little bit of time. And for me, I was here for 2 weeks. But I know a lot of people that are here for, 1, 3, 4, whatever the body needs and whatever your symptoms are. That whole body approach, I really, really like, because I think I recognized how intertwined everything was. When you go to the doctor, you say, my hand is throbbing, and they give you an x-ray and say, well, nothing's broken. They do an MRI or whatever, and there's nothing wrong, your hand's fine. Well, my hand still throbs. Just because you couldn't find what's making it throb doesn't make it go away. Here they're looking for the causes. Okay, why is your hand throbbing? Because it could be one of many things. What is on the circuit that is kind of breaking down that communication or causing that issue? And so I liked that approach a lot, but it was overwhelmingly the phages that tipped me over the edge to come here. It was a very easy decision for me. I'm very thankful for the phages. It was well worth the research, well worth everything to come here and do it. I feel like a new person. I mean, really, I feel like I got my life back. And so I ended up doing 2 phage therapies, and from the diagnostics that they were able to do here, I'm not showing any active forms of either one of those. And so, yeah, it worked. And I felt the difference. and I felt the difference rather quick. Very, 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 very good. I was very pleased with it. It's kind of a numbers game, if you will. You know, just like on a scale of 1 to 10 when you go to the doctor's office, is your pain a 9 or is it a 10? You kind of start somewhere with wherever your load is, whether it's a 10 or a 9 or whatever it is, and then every day you go in with the doctor and you watch that number drop, is what I saw, until you didn't register that number. And that was kind of my experience. I went from my top load when I first got here, and then pretty much every day I was dropping it half until I had nothing left. Very effective, very quick. And at the same time, I felt my energy rising, and I felt myself get back to normal. I have a feeling I'm gonna be better than I was before, or even maybe 10 years ago, just from the sheer knowledge. Every day I was picking up little nuggets here and here and here, and they give you a journal here, and I wrote down everything. I mean, every protocol I did. And so it's just all those little things that you learn here that you just kind of go through and you pick up, you put in your pocket, you write down. Like I said, just a wealth of knowledge here, wealth of knowledge. I feel like I have my life back, you know, where I was. My goal was to manage and to survive that day. To go, now I need to alter the course of my family's life. And so you go from one extreme to the other extreme, and you're going, you know, what can we realistically do to make sure this doesn't happen to my family or other families? It's scary when you're on this side of the table, but it's also very empowering when you're able to come through and overcome. I'm going to tell you right now, the first thing that they're probably going to ask is, you know, it's a lot of money. Well, any chronic illness is going to cost you a lot of money. It's really that simple. Now the difference is you may spend $100 for 300 days. You may spend $100 for 10 years. Chronic illness is expensive to treat. So I'd say try to take that factor out of it and look at the pure therapies that are available. And I think once you do that, just try it. 2 weeks is a long time, but I'll tell you, you know, 2 weeks is nothing to get your life back. I can make up more money on the back half of life with the energy I got from this place. You know, this is an amazing place, and it's hard not to want to share it.